Hi there, I'm Namish Patel Owen, and you're listening to Live Your True Self, episode number 57. After 18 years doing corporate, in 2018 it became about doing me and doing what I love. It wasn't that long ago that I too felt stuck, lost, and asking myself, who am I anyway, and what's my purpose? Full of self-doubt, fear of failure, and confusion. Fast forward to this moment and you'll see a version of me that's true to myself, calm, confident, and clearer than ever before, inspired by Krishna's words in the Bhagavad Gita. One must deliver himself with the help of the mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So perspective is everything, and no matter where you find yourself on your spiritual journey, allow me to guide you to drop out of your head the busyness in your mind and drop into your heart, the sacred space that holds your beautiful soul, so that you too can awaken your true self and live life more meaningfully in this moment. Take a deep breath and listen on in. Hello, welcome back. How are you? I hope you are well. I'm super pleased you're here and grateful to share the final part of our 3-part mini-series for mental health awareness focused on movement for mental health. I asked myself the question, what stops us from moving more, both in terms of our body and also movement towards our goals? And of course, unsurprisingly, the answer is our minds. And so this has been the theme over the last couple of episodes. And as a quick recap, in part 1, we explored the power of pausing and noticing, simply noticing where our mind is without changing it. In part 2, we focused on normalizing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. So recognizing that we're human with the human brain and that we're going to have unhelpful thoughts and helpful thoughts, and we are here and able to feel all the feelings and that not mean anything about us. And so it was very much about normalizing and accepting our thoughts and feelings as they are. And today, in part 3, we're delving into empowering thoughts for more movement. So if you haven't done already, be sure to tune into those episodes. It's an insightful journey guaranteed to help you positively move your mind and your body. And of course, each episode wraps up with a short guided meditation to help you ground yourself and embrace the power of movement in real time. So go back and listen to episode 55 and 56. And even if you have tuned into them, I would invite you to go back to them whenever you need a boost to get moving again. They are full of such goodness. So let's dive into part 3, empowering thoughts for movement. And I'm sharing what you need to know, why empowering thoughts are important, how to think about it, and also how to tune into more empowering thoughts in a practical way. But before we dive into today's topic, I want to share a personal story that really brings home the power of empowering thoughts. A few years ago, I went through a challenging period where I was physically unwell. I'd completely lost my voice and I couldn't move as much as I wanted to and liked. And despite numerous tests, everything kept coming back clear. The doctors couldn't find anything wrong, which was super encouraging. However, left me also feeling frustrated and stuck because I wasn't making any progress in terms of getting better, and I didn't know what was going on. So there was a feeling where I felt like I was trapped in a cycle of illness and also uncertainty because I didn't know what was going on and I wasn't getting better. I immersed myself into wellness, and it was during that time that I realized it was truly mind over matter. Like, yes, I was sick in terms of how I was feeling and what was going on. As I say, I almost completely lost my voice, but other parts were working fine, and I was able to take care of the kiddos and do normal basic tasks, which I was super grateful for. So it was definitely a mind over matter. And I remembered what I now speak about in this mini 3-part series, how our thoughts have the power to transform our reality. And that's both inside and outside, so our inner world and our outer world. And I started to pay attention to my thoughts. And this was really where it all stemmed for me in terms of the work that I do. Instead of letting the negative thoughts dominate, I began using what I call step thoughts to slowly shift my mindset. Instead of thinking I'll never get better, I started telling myself I'm open to finding new ways to heal. And this small shift made a huge difference. And I began to notice slight improvements and feel more in control, and certainly more encouraged to try new things. And it wasn't an overnight change, but over time, these empowering thoughts helped me regain my strength and health. And it was a journey of tuning into positive, believable thoughts that gradually led me out of quite a tough chapter in my life, and just brought me such belief and hope that I would get better. And so when I talk about the power of empowering thoughts, it's not just theory, it's something I've lived and breathed, and I know how important it can be. And that's why I'm super passionate about sharing these insights with you. So now let's get into what you need to know about empowering thoughts and how they can help you move forward. Number one, the idea is not to stop negative thinking. It's to think negative thoughts less. Let me say that again. The idea is not to stop negative thinking. It's to think negative thoughts less. And we've talked about normalizing our thoughts without judgment. It's natural to have negative thoughts, and trying to stop them completely is unrealistic and can be super frustrating. It's like just going round and round a hamster wheel. For example, during my health challenge, I found myself like overwhelmed with negative thoughts like I'll never get better, I don't know what to do, why is this happening to me? And trying to stop these thoughts only made them stronger, because I ended up focusing on that more. And it's like if you challenge yourself to stop thinking about something, guess what happens? You think about it even more. Like you spend more time, effort, and energy trying to not do the thing, instead of leaving that and redirecting your brain to what you do want to be thinking. And our brains are wired to resist direct commands to stop thinking. Like imagine telling a child not to run, right? They're in the supermarket and you've heard it before, like don't run. All they hear is run. And their brain, seeking efficiency, latches onto that action. Instead, we can say walk, and their brain focuses on the new command without resistance. And it's super simple, and we all do it. I always catch myself where you start with the don't command or a stop command. So similarly, rather than telling myself to stop thinking negatively, I started using more empowering language. And instead of saying, I must stop thinking I won't get better, I began thinking, I'm open to finding ways to heal. I'm open to trying new things to help me get better. And this small shift redirected my focus from negativity to possibility and belief. And this approach of negative thoughts less, this approach of thinking negative thoughts less rather than trying to eliminate them, allowed me to gradually introduce more empowering thoughts into my daily mindset. And it created a mental space where healing and nurturing and progress could happen more naturally and less forcefully. So remember, it's not about stopping negative thoughts, but more about reducing their frequency and impact by gently guiding your mind towards more empowering perspectives. Number 2, when it comes to affirmations, find what feels good for you. Affirmations are positive statements meant to reinforce a desired mindset or outcome. However, for affirmations to truly work, you have to be able to feel them, right? They need to resonate with your current state of mind and body in the moment, in terms of where you're at. Because if you don't, you just end up feeling disempowered because you kind of sense how far you are from that affirmation. Your brain just rejects it. And I like to adopt the principle that if 51% or more of my thoughts about a thing are positive or helpful, I'm in a good place. Right? It's about having more positive thoughts than negative thoughts, even if it's just slightly more. And this can be in general, in terms of your general way of operating, or it can be specific in terms of something you're faced with or challenged with and experiencing in the moment. And again, going back to my health challenge, I tried using affirmations like I am healthy, happy, and strong, right? It's perfectly great affirmation. But honestly, back then, it felt like a lie. My body wasn't in that state and my mind knew it. And as I say, it just rejected it. And this disconnect made the affirmation ineffective and sometimes, as I say, even discouraging, because I ended up focusing on the gap and how far I was from feeling healthy, happy, and strong. And now, 100% I'm healthy, happy, and strong. I feel it in my bones because that is my current state of mind. Now, I could take that affirmation to the next level. But back then, that's when I learned about the power of step thoughts. These are thoughts that are a small, believable step from where you are now. And they bridge the gap between your current reality and your desired goal. So, for example, if for you moving film feels overwhelming and something that is a challenge, instead of thinking an affirmation or practicing an affirmation of I love working out every day, which might feel unattainable, start with saying something like, I'm open to finding ways to enjoy moving my body. I know moving my body helps me feel good. Like, find something to say that is believable for you and that you can connect with in your mind and body, and you will know it. Like, your body will respond to it if you listen to it. So, practice a statement, an affirmation, and notice how your body reacts to it. And this step thought is much more achievable and believable. It acknowledges your current state while gently nudging you towards a more positive mindset. And as I say, in my case, instead of forcing myself to believe I was completely healthy, happy, and strong, I started with, I'm finding new ways to support my healing. I'm finding new ways to help get myself better. And this felt true and within reach at that time, and made me then take action from that place. And over time, as my confidence and my physical health improved, my step thoughts evolved and they grew into stronger affirmations that felt more aligned to my new reality. So by using step thoughts, we gradually shift our mindset. Each small believable thought builds on the last, helping us maintain that 51% positive thinking. And this approach makes the journey towards our goals feel less daunting and way more achievable and believable. Number 3, in terms of what you need to know, number 3, it's a journey. Sometimes empowering thoughts stick immediately and quickly, and sometimes it takes longer. But progress is progress, and either way, if it's positive, it's movement. And sometimes even if it's not positive, it's still movement because there's learning and growth that comes from it. So think of it like learning a new skill. When you first start, it might feel awkward and slow and messy and a bit clunky. You might stumble or feel like you're not getting anywhere or that you're not getting it. But every small step forward is still progress, right? Each attempt, each time you show up to it, whether it feels successful or not, is part of the journey. And again, going back to my health challenge, there were days when my empowering thoughts felt strong and natural. And, I was definitely 51% plus in terms of my thinking. And I could easily believe in my ability to heal and move forward and take constructive and inspiring action. However, other days I felt like I was stuck in a loop of negative thinking. I felt isolated and progress seemed elusive. And on those days, I really had to take care of myself even more so. But I learned, more importantly, to be patient with myself. And so even on the tough days, I reminded myself that every effort to shift my mindset was a step in the right direction. Every effort I was taking to get myself better was a step in the right direction. And just like physical movement, mental movement doesn't always have to be huge leaps forward. Nobody ran a half marathon or marathon overnight. Like, you did the 1K, the 5K, the 10K, the 15K, the 20K. Like, you took steps towards the ultimate desire. But sometimes it's just about showing up and trying, and importantly, acknowledging yourself for doing so, no matter how small it may seem or no matter how negative you may feel, you are still moving forward. So progress can be as simple as noticing a negative thought and choosing a slightly more positive step thought, which we've spoken about. It's like your next best thought that you can feel and believe based on your current state of mind and body. And it's about celebrating the small wins and understanding that every bit of positive thinking contributes to our overall journey and desire, wherever that destination is in terms of more movement, physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. So remember, it's okay if empowering thoughts don't always come easily. The important thing is that you're making an effort, you're trying, and you're being intentional, right? You're intentionally practicing this work. And each small shift in your thinking is a movement towards a more positive and empowered mindset. And be sure to celebrate those small victories and keep moving forward, because this is who you are. So let me talk about why empowering thoughts are so important. And I'm pretty sure you've picked up on it already. But empowering thoughts are like crucial because they create the mental foundation needed for us to take action, right? Whatever action that is in terms of our personal life, our professional life, with our own wellness, in relationships, and in anything that we do. And our thoughts influence our feelings, and our feelings drive our actions. And if we constantly think negatively, we feel demotivated and stuck, right? Or it's not even if we constantly, but if we think more negatively, then we feel demotivated and stuck more of the time. So empowering thoughts helps us feel more motivated, more inspired and capable, making it easier to take that first next step towards movement. Again, whatever that movement is for you, whether that's physical movement or movement towards your goals or your objectives, your desires, whatever it might be. So for example, imagine you want to start a new exercise routine. If your thoughts are unhelpful, like I'm too out of shape to do this, I'll never keep it up, I'm not fit enough, I won't be consistent to this, like any flavor of these negative thoughts, you'll likely feel discouraged and therefore avoid starting. Like you will avoid taking action, even the smallest step. And these thoughts end up creating a mental barrier that makes it so difficult to take action from. On the other hand, if you practice empowering thoughts, like you notice those thoughts, if indeed they are coming up for you, which is not a problem, but if you redirect your mind and practice empowering thoughts, such as I'm capable of moving my body, I'm capable of improving my fitness, I can start with small steps and build up, I'm going to do something I enjoy. How do you feel? Just me saying those, how does that make you feel? Right? Hopefully it makes you feel more motivated and inspired to take action. And again, whatever that might be, like you might go for a walk, you might go for a run, you might get on the bike, you might go for a swim, you might do yoga, you might go to Pilates, like whatever it might be. These positive thoughts foster a sense of capability and determination and a desire. Like, there's just this willingness to try. And that is the most important thing. I've always wanted to do a handstand, and earlier this year, in the new year, I found this handstand challenge, and it was literally a 5-day challenge, and I signed up for it, and I was super excited. But I noticed thoughts creeping in, like, what makes me think I can do this? I've never been able to do a handstand before. Like, what makes me think I can do this? And it's too hard, right? I just had this thought of, oh my God, it's too hard. And these thoughts made me feel inadequate. So even though I'd signed up, which was obviously coming from a place of, well, wouldn't it be great if I could do a handstand? Then when I signed up for it, having these thoughts made me feel like inadequate and almost like a failure before I'd even started, which was super unhelpful, as you know. But when I caught that train of thought, I realized I needed to shift my focus, right? I wanted to do the challenge. I wanted to go all in and give it my best because that's who I am. And instead of thinking about how far I had to go, which is exactly what the coach was advising against, I reminded myself that I can start with gentle movements that feel good for my body and where I'm at. And this empowering thought made it easier for me to give it a go and show up on the class. They were online classes on Zoom. Show up on the classes and do the drills. And he was really super helpful, and he was all about progress and like steps. You don't just do a handstand by doing a handstand. You do a handstand by practicing doing a handstand. And that was just so great. And so that's what I did. So even if it was just doing like lift offs against the wall and just kind of like kicking off with one foot and then kicking off with the other foot and then trying to get both feet off the ground with a kick off, but very much doing it unsupported, was a fantastic starting point. And over time, these small but like incremental steps built momentum, and it built my confidence. And I was showing my brain that I can do this, like this is possible for me. And as I consistently practiced the thoughts and then the actions, my confidence grew. And it was just like this yin yang of growth in terms of me being able to do handstand. And so I progressed and I did further. And I have to say, even though I haven't managed to do a full handstand yet, I know I can do it with practice and a mindset that supports progress and movement. And the truth of the matter is, I did the 5-day challenge, and you could then sign up for a program to like continue the momentum. But I got back into work, kids went back to school, and then I stopped doing the practice. So this is what happens, right? You gotta keep doing the work. So I know it's there, and I promise, just putting it out there, I will absolutely do a handstand. I know it, I feel it in my bones. I will do it. And I will report back. So be sure to pick me up on that. So remember, it's about small steps and maintaining a positive mindset, right? 51% or more, and life is good. And that makes a big difference on the journey to achieving our goals, desires, like whatever it is that we want. So empowering thoughts are not just about feeling good. They directly influence our ability to take action, right? Depending on what we're thinking is what we're feeling, and what we're feeling inspires us to take action or not. And therefore we make progress or not. And so by fostering a positive mental environment and space, we create the foundation for physical movement and overall well-being, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, all of it. All of it. So here's how I would invite you to think about it. Think about your mind as a beautiful garden. Think about your mind as a beautiful garden, right? Where you reside. Negative thoughts are like weeds. They will pop up. Right, we've said it's inevitable. Like life's 50-50, our brain's 50-50. So the weeds will pop up. But the goal is to plant more flowers, right? It's to plant more seeds that will bloom. More positive and empowering thoughts. When you focus on nurturing the flowers and watering the flowers, the weeds become less noticeable and less impactful, right? And you continue watering the flowers and they continue to flourish and bloom. And that helps you take action, right? That helps you take inspired action. And that helps you grow and progress towards what you truly want. When you catch a negative thought, Right? When you see the weeds, don't fight it. Acknowledge it. And then gently redirect your focus to a more empowering thought. Right? So when you catch the weed, catch it, zero judgment, like we've done in the last episode, and redirect it to the flower, redirect it to a more empowering thought. For instance, instead of thinking, I can't do this, a classic thought that my clients present me with, I can't do this, seems so innocent and truth, but super unhelpful because it keeps you stuck. Try thinking, I'm capable of finding a way. And I love Marie Forleo's concept and book. Everything is figure outable. Everything is figure outable. I can figure this out, right? Before perhaps going to, I can do this. However, if that feels good for you, then go straight there. So you can go from I can't do this to I'm going to figure this out, which would be the step thought, or you can go straight to I can do this. I can totally do this. I can totally do this. And that's what you're saying to yourself. And when you say I can do this, even though it's hard and even though it feels uncomfortable and even though you haven't done it before, and even though you don't know how, you will find a way. You're more likely to give it a go. You're more likely to try. You're going to talk to people for ideas and inspiration, and you're going to be willing to take action and have your own back no matter what. So let me share how to tune into more empowering thoughts. And it's worth saying, I encourage you to find what feels good for you. There's no right or wrong way to tune into empowering thoughts. Keep it simple so you do it. The most important thing is you notice, you normalize, and you redirect. Like this is what we've done over this whole mini series. You notice, you normalize, and then you navigate to a new, which is my 3-step process. And you can use this practice for anything, for observing your thoughts about something specific, movement related, or a specific situation or scenario that you're facing, or you can just use it more generally as well. So to tune into more empowering thoughts, start by creating a list of step thoughts. So last week you took away the thought download tool, which I shared. But you can go and grab it on my website. So it's go to www.namishapatelowen.com. There's a free PDF resource called the Thought Download, and in there you can download you can use the resource in order to be able to download what's going on in your mind. So you can do that, and then in order to tune into more empowering thoughts, you start to create a list of step thoughts, right? What do I want to think instead, right? It's like, what's my next best thought? Because if this is unhelpful, what is helpful for me right now to help me take inspired action, right? That's what you're trying to get to. That feels achievable for you. Write them down and keep them where you can see and feel them daily. And like, this is a practice, so you've got to do the reps. You don't build a bicep overnight. You got to put the reps in and increase the weight. So it's the same thing, right? Write down these step thoughts and tune into them daily. And you might pick 3 just to begin with and really hone in on those 3 and practice in those 3 so that they really start penetrating in your body and lean in. You end up leaning into them as a matter of default. You can also practice mindfulness and meditation, which of course we'll do, to become more aware of your thoughts without judgment. And this awareness allows you to catch negative thoughts and gently redirect your mind. So it is always a good practice to be doing meditation daily, I would suggest, but it featuring as part of your wellness. And finally, I would say surround yourself with positivity where you can fill yourself up with what brings you energy. All right, you really are tuning into what brings me energy, what lights me up. And you could read inspiring books, listen to uplifting music or podcasts like this one, of course, and spend time with people who encourage you and uplift you. And really any activity that brings the best out of you in terms of lifting your energy so that it fuels you to take action towards more movement for mental health. And I promise over time, these practices will help you naturally tune into a more empowering thoughts and move you towards your goals with greater ease and way more intention. And you really are becoming conscious of the unconscious. And this is so important. You become conscious of the unconscious, and it's the best work. Napoleon Hill once said, "The body achieves what the mind believes." So let's move your mind. Let me invite you to close your eyes if you can, to turn your attention inward. The intention behind this meditation is to help you tune into more empowering thoughts for movement that feels good for you. Find a comfortable position, quiet space where you can sit or lie down. You can walk even. And let's begin. Take a few deep breaths here, inhaling deeply through your nose. Pause at the top. And exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any tension in your body. And repeat this deep breaths for 3 more times, allowing yourself to relax more deeply with each breath. Inhale through your nose. Pause at the top. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Expand your belly. Pause at the top. And exhale. Release any tension. Final breath. Inhale. In through the nose, expand your belly, pause at the top, and exhale, release. Allow your breath to flow in its own natural rhythm, simply observing the sensations. And now bring your awareness to your body. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting your body. Imagine roots extending from your feet into the ground, anchoring you securely and providing a stable foundation. And with each breath, feel yourself becoming more grounded, more present in this moment. Starting from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, slowly scan your body, noticing any areas of tension or discomfort. As you find these areas, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine the tension melting away. Take a few moments to continue this process all the way down to your toes, bringing awareness and relaxation to every part of your body. Now focus on your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of your breathing without trying to change it. Just observe how the air flows in and out, expanding your belly and your chest. And contracting, releasing anything and everything that doesn't serve you. Bringing calm and peace to your mind and your body. Your breath is your anchor and something you can always tune into, no matter where you find yourself. Simply allowing yourself to pause and take a deep breath, allowing yourself to land in your body. Begin to bring empowering thoughts into your awareness. Think about a goal or movement you want to achieve. Picture yourself taking the first small step towards this goal or movement activity, whatever that might be. And as you picture yourself taking this first small step, repeat to yourself, I am capable of taking small, meaningful steps. I am capable of taking small, meaningful steps. I am capable of taking small, meaningful steps. Visualize yourself engaging in the movement you enjoy or want to incorporate more into your life. See yourself moving with ease and confidence. Imagine the positive feelings that come from this movement feel the energy, the strength, the freedom, the determination, the relief. Allow these feelings to fill your body and your mind. This is who you are. Now create a step thought, your next best thought that feels achievable and empowering in relation to this movement activity. It could be something like, I'm open to finding ways to enjoy movement, or I can start with small gentle movements that feel good. Repeat this step silently to yourself, letting it sink in deeply. Come up with the step thought that feels achievable and empowering for you to help you move more with your desires. Repeat this step thought to yourself 3 times. Notice how that feels. The sensations in your body from thinking that thought. And now affirm your ability to move forward by saying to yourself, I am capable of making progress. I am capable of making progress. I am capable of making progress. And every step I take is valuable. Every step I take is valuable. Every step I take is valuable. Feel the truth of these statements resonating within you, reinforcing your belief in your abilities. How does that feel in your body? What are the sensations that come up for you? And with these feelings penetrating your body, let me ask you, what's your next best move? What next step are you committing to take here and now? Be sure to see that through. Now take a moment to feel gratitude for your body and mind, and for the effort you're making to empower yourself. Acknowledge the progress you've made, no matter how small it may seem. Give yourself credit for showing up and committing to moving more for mental health and spiritual health, emotional health, and physical health. and thank yourself for being here and experiencing this practice. As we wrap up, know that you can return to this place of inner wisdom whenever you need to tune into your empowering thoughts to help you take your next best move. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders back, and take a final deep, nourishing breath here. Thank you for joining this meditation. Remember, empowering thoughts create the foundation for positive action and movement. Carry these thoughts with you as you go about your day and revisit this meditation whenever you need to reconnect with your inner wisdom and strength to help you take inspired action to move forward. Until next time, keep shining your light, and may you always live your true self. So there you have it, my reflections and wisdom on mental health awareness for movement. I hope this series has provided you with valuable insights and tools to empower your thoughts and support your journey towards greater movement and enhanced well-being. Remember, every small step forward, whether that's in your mind or your body, is a win. Keep nurturing those empowering thoughts and watch the unhelpful thoughts without judgment, and you will transform the way you show up for yourself and to life. If you enjoyed this series, be sure to share it with a colleague, a friend, or a loved one. And if you want to continue receiving inspiration and resources to fuel your mindset, be sure to join my Monday Mindset Mail. It's your weekly dose of mindset inspiration and free resources delivered straight to your inbox. And as a special thank you for signing up, you'll receive my exclusive thought download tool as a gift from me to help you keep on top of your thoughts and stay inspired. So be sure to sign up for Monday Mindset Mail straight after this, and let's continue this journey of growth and living life on our terms together. Thank you for being here. It really is an honor to be your guide and for you to be here in my space. Remember, you have the power to create the movement and change you desire. Movement is movement, no matter what. So keep moving forward towards a healthier, happier, and more motivated you. Until next time, keep shining your light, and may you always live your true self. Bye for now.